everybody, and welcome to the NTNA Recap Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Elaine Watson, Executive Vice President here at KUPA, and I am joined by Beth Livesay, who is now known as,
right.
and I had to write it down,
Good.
Director of Brand Content Strategy at Nails Magazine.
It's a mouthful.
And as you can see, we have two very special guests today. Our guest judges, Christical Kronk and Natasha Harton from Ugly Duckling Nails. Oh my God. Welcome, ladies.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So happy to have you here. We have so much to cover.
I mean, right?
Yeah, right. We're still at a point where we finally at least like thinned the herd a little bit. But
a fourth.
we've got
Yeah.
the beginning, the end.
A
We've
third.
got guests now.
I don't know
Yeah.
math. A third. Sorry,
Yeah.
a third.
Why
Yeah.
don't we start with what is the NTNA competition?
Sure.
Beth?
Good place to start.
Yeah.
So Nails Next Top Nail Artist is the only online professional nail art competition. It's elimination style. So what that means is each week we're naming a winner and we're eliminating a contestant. Now each week is sponsored by a major nail manufacturer, such as Ugly Duckling, such as KUPA. So each week they give us some guest judges and a theme for this week's challenge. And what we do is we go through, and you can watch all the videos on nailsmag.com, vote for your favorites before Thursday at 11 a.m., and that's how we choose our winner and our eliminated contestant for the week. But that's not all. When we get to the end of the competition, we're going to have two competitors who have never been eliminated, and we'll have one in the Last Chance Design Lab. That last chance competitor will meet the other two competitors at Premier Orlando for a trip to the finale party to see who will win a Swarovski Crystal Trophy, the title, and a bunch of cash.
Enjoy like the most awesome party in the nail industry.
Exactly. Yeah.
Seriously. So last week, our sponsor was Glitz Accessories and
Right.
such. So we have to recap their competition from last week because we don't know who's the winner.
Right.
And so can you just remind them what was the theme of last week?
Sure. So last week we went to Vegas. It was called Vegas Vacation. When you hear the word glitz, it's hard not to think about fabulous Las Vegas. Glitz challenges you to create a design on 10 nails inspired by flashy Las Vegas. The design must consist of a combination of 40 gels, crystals, and gel paint. The final design must contain at least 60% glitz crystals, and the video diary you submit must show how you adhered the crystals using the glitz 3-step method. The final look must be photographed on 2 actual hands, but the artwork could be done on tips and then applied to the hands.
So we have a top 3.
We surely do.
Our top 3 this week was Kelsey Waldo, Stella Sampson, and Allison Gortsian. Congratulations.
Congrats, ladies.
Oh my God.
Well done.
They're becoming like the power trio.
They are, right?
Yeah. We're starting to see, a top group. It's
who's
a group.
Continuously.
Yeah. Beth, why don't you give us the general comments on each of these 3 lovely ladies?
Sure. So, Allie, the judges praise you for your continued professionalism. Your design this week was well balanced, cohesive, and has perfect color placement. The showgirl was a showstopper from head to toe. More crystals and more roulette detail would have upped the ante. Kelsey, the judges thank you for being so on brand and so authentic week after week. Your unique perspective shined through again. A suggestion, if you're saying in your video that Donnie and Elvis are featured elements, consider showing them more prominently in your finished photo. Or placing the showgirls elsewhere so as not to cover them. Your glitz line also needed some centering and refinement. Your portrait hand painting and Sharpie use were right on the money. Stella, your dice alone were winners this week. So fun.
Wiggle dice.
I mean, I'm still smiling thinking
I am
about it.
too.
The whole set is cohesive and the carpet is a fabulous idea. We love watching you sculpt faces. Consider scaling the feathers and the headpiece down a bit, but overall the set is glitzy and glamorous.
Oh,
Yeah.
good comment.
Thanks.
So, Beth, who is our winner this week?
Stella, again!
That's
2
2 in a row.
weeks.
2
The
in a row
first
for her.
back-to-back win this season.
Still, it has to make her nervous because she's setting a bar.
Yeah.
Are you going to beat it again or not?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So you want to give the judges comments? I'll share the work with you on this one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see the little BB.
I have B's and E's.
Okay. Guest judge Vicki Jensen of Glitz said, "I love everything about this set. The way the dice move is so fun. Stella included so much detail as to how everything was created. Using the Vegas carpet as a background for the nails is beautiful. The 3D elements are perfect."
So guest judge Nancy Tran says, this is one of the strongest sets this week. Stella utilized all the products, sculpted one of the best showgirls, and created a nice set of dice and her Vegas sign. Her video was entertaining to watch.
Right. Season 6 champion Ashton Harlan, who lives in Las Vegas, says, the ball magnets under the dice made for such a fun effect. The feathers for the headpiece were a little too large, but I love watching her sculpt portraits. Some of the nails seemed too repetitive, but the carpet print and thumbnails were fantastic.
I loved the carpet print.
I did too. It was great.
So head judge Jan Arnold says, very clever strategic planning for final photo.
Yeah.
All of your perfectly executed design elements work together to make an exciting statement. Brilliant dice, portrait, and painting. Feeling so exhilarated by you. That was a good comment.
Huge compliment. Yeah. So I said the dice made this set really come to life. The carpet pattern and 3D card suits are also favorites of mine. I could watch you sculpt a face all day. I learned so much from your technique on this video. There were a few Vegas signs this week, but yours was superior. Truly.
Very good.
Yeah.
So our safe contestants this week are April, Helen, Rebecca.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So they
Something
got to
to
be
be proud of.
feeling,
Something
feeling
proud
really
of.
good.
Yeah.
And of course, where there's a top 3, sadly, we do have to have a bottom 3. So Beth, do you want to announce the bottom 3?
Okay, I'll give the bad news. Okay,
Yeah.
so Giselle, Jessica, and Katie.
Which now, I mean, like, hearing, these are big, powerful players.
Totally,
So we're
right?
we're getting down to it now.
because now everyone,
Yeah.
everyone was great coming in, and now everyone's really great, and they're at the
Yeah.
bottom. It's crazy.
I feel like, in the beginning, as people maybe are getting their feet wet, maybe haven't done
Totally.
this competition,
Totally.
it's easier to see the clear person.
I agree.
But it gets harder
It
this
gets
time.
it's so difficult, and again, people, if you're in the bottom, it's not because you're bad. The work
No.
is not bad. There's no bad work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just scoring. It's
Yeah.
just the way of the work.
Comes
the
down to
competition.
those
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
Do you want to give the general comments about the
Sure.
3?
So Giselle, the judges applaud your video improvement. We believe you found a happy medium for your storytelling, audio, and teaching within your videos, and we congratulate you. Your artwork this week could benefit from a more defined colorway and theme. The scale should also be more dramatic for a Las Vegas topic. Yeah.
All right.
Jessica.
So,
do you want me to
Oh,
keep
no,
going?
no, no. You
Oh,
are
sorry.
supposed to go.
Sorry.
I
Sorry.
blanked.
I don't know. I'm doing what you tell me.
Right.
I know,
Keep
okay.
going.
Okay, Jessica. The judges know you are a true creative and have a unique perspective. But this week your theme was all over the place, and therefore nothing stood out for us. Your video was also distracting. We recommend keeping the focus on nails in your videos so your artistry shines through. Longer nails could have also helped for this challenge and giving you more room to play. Katie. You took a risk this week by choosing to sculpt 2 people for a focused representation of the Vegas theme. More variety across the nails with your signature detail work could have helped this set hit a higher note. Speaking of, your sheet music and singing voice were a huge hit.
All right, so we know who the bottom 3 are, and it
Yeah.
means somebody is packing up their
Yeah.
paintbrushes and heading to the CND Design Lab,
Yes.
and that person is
Jessica, no.
sad but not sad.
No,
I always
no.
say this each week, sad but not
Totally.
sad, because you could end up in the lab and you could just keep winning. And,
Totally.
And
Be
you
in
know,
Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the end of the broadcast, we're going to recap the lab because
Totally.
we still have a competition from
Right,
last week to
right.
cover and what their submission is this week. But we get to start this week.
But let's talk about our guests. Talk about our
So this
guests.
week's sponsor, of course, is Ugly Duckling Nails. And I do want to say that this brand has a special place in my heart.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Yvonne Duclos is not just, like, she's my friend.
I'm so
And she owns
glad
this
to hear
brand.
that.
I
Yeah.
know, so I feel
No,
like, yay.
we were so thrilled to work with Ugly Duckling. I mean, as someone who's worked for nails for years, you see their stuff all over Instagram. You know how artistic people are who use their stuff.
Uh-huh.
So we thought, no brainer. Let's ask them to sponsor a week.
Yeah.
And I have to say, and we were saying this before we went on air, I'm not just saying it because our guests are here and we love them, but this was maybe one of my all-time favorite weeks.
Me
7
too.
years.
Favorite theme.
I think this was one of my all-time favorites. Like, the artwork was so good. Congratulations to all 8 people,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
absolutely.
this is tough. I don't think we're going to kick anybody out or name a winner.
I know, right?
I think we're just going to keep this going. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is great.
I
It's a
love
great
it.
week.
So my 2 favorite ducklings
Yeah, the
of
ducklings.
Ugly Duckling,
The ducklings.
right, is
Yeah.
of course Natasha Harton and Christical Kronk.
Yeah.
And like welcome.
Welcome.
We have to say welcome, but I want to say why you're my favorite ducklings because you know they've been with Yvonne before her brand started.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
okay.
so they're more than just the dynamic duo. You know, heading up all of their education everywhere, and I'm sure have a lot of say in what Yvonne adds to the line and how they do it, but. You guys, you've been there like so many years before this brand even was a concept.
Yeah.
How many years? How many years have you all known each other?
Well, it's actually a kind of chain of events because Yvonne's daughter actually trained me in school.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I met Natasha because she was in my very first class that I was educating for. And then we are just really a really close family, which is very special to us. And not a lot of people know that we're just a little family and, you know, we're doing what we love.
It really is, because I used to call Yvonne and her husband Ken Barbie and Ken.
Ah.
Like they literally, Barbie and Ken with their daughter and their son and their whole business. Yeah, so the evolution of this whole story, I'm not going to get into the whole backstory because the present is what's way more important than what got them there. But yeah, we're so excited to have you guys on.
And can we really quickly plug their prize? Because like I said before, and I don't think I told the contestants this, and it's a huge deal. So the winner of this week's challenge, our friends at Ugly Duckling have invited them to sit in on their 5K marathon. Mm-hmm. So that's a really huge deal to get that seat. It's valued at $1,700 something. So this is a huge win for whoever wins this
Great prize.
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean, really great. So I'm grateful. Thank you, ladies, for offering that.
If all of that product and what they win in the end isn't good enough, like seriously,
I mean,
come
yeah,
on,
right?
And maybe you should tell them the theme and why it has become our favorite theme.
Such a good theme.
Right?
Okay. So the theme this week is called Once Upon a Time. So nursery rhymes have been entertaining children for hundreds of years. The Ugly Duckling is a popular example of a children's story that still has an effect on those who hear it. For this week's challenge, Ugly Duckling is asking you to bring your favorite nursery rhyme to life on 5 nails. Nails can be done on tips or on an actual hand, but the final look has to be photographed on an actual hand, and then embellishments were allowed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I want to remind you, the viewers, that we are live in Facebook, of course, and so we're going to be watching the chat. So if you have any questions for the lovely ladies, or any of us, or comments, please share them in chat. The competitors are watching. If they're not here in this moment, they watch later.
Yeah.
So
as you'll see in some of these videos.
Yeah, give them good comments or give them some feedback and make them feel good about what they're doing. But our first competitor is Allie G. And Allie, I definitely wanted this video shown because she's entertaining. She entertains me. And there's a special guest in her video.
I know, I was going to say.
That just blew my mind. So let's go to Allie G's video, and when we come back, we're all going to discuss her final submission.
Welcome to Challenge 5 of NTNA Season 7. This week, we were asked by Ugly Duckling Nails to create a set inspired by our favorite nursery rhyme. This made me reminisce back to when I was a kid and I would read storybooks to my brother before bedtime. And our favorite nursery rhyme was Hey Diddle Diddle. So I knew that was, of course, what we had to create. My goal was to represent this story in the most dynamic and interactive way possible, kind of like a children's toy. So we have the cow jumping over the moon, there is the cat playing the fiddle, the little dog happy to see such fun, and of course, the dish that ran away with the spoon. If you want to find out how to create this look, keep on watching. Firstly, let's sculpt some long coffin nails. Customize the form by adding one half of a form to another one and make sure that the lines fit together perfectly. Using Ugly Duckling's clear gel, sculpt out the length and desired shape while also adding a nice strong apex to create strength and to support the length. Using the medium grit file, perfect the shape from all angles, making sure that everything is nice and smooth. Then finish off all the nails with the medium grip buffer. This will give an awesome finish to paint on. Here is the final shape. Now to start painting the background of the nails, we are going to use multiple shades of blue from Ugly Duckling, and we are going to create a beautiful ombre. Using this ombre brush from Ugly Duckling, just swipe it back and forth until the colors blend seamlessly. Now start working on the foreground by adding various shades of green. To darken green, add blue instead of black to keep the intensity and vibrancy of the color. As you can see here, it is a nice rich deep hue. To create a cobblestone pathway, start with a dark color underneath and then start to add little blobs of gray on top. Add shadows with brown and highlights with white. Continue adding depth by layering dark greens and light greens. Here you can see we are painting in the fence in the background, and we are just going to add little details as we go. Every little detail makes a difference. So here you can see we're just adding little flowery details and little pieces of grass, and here is our finished background. Using Ugly Duckling's Stick It, we are going to add little crystals to resemble the stars in the sky. You can add as many or as little as you like.
Pro tip: use a brush with isopropyl alcohol to clean off any excess gel before curing for a nice, crisp look.
This ensures there won't be any shiny spots on top of the matte top coat. Using Ugly Duckling white acrylic powder, we are going to start to sculpt all our characters. Starting off with the moon. This is the easiest character to create. All we have to do is sculpt out a circle and file it smooth. Add color to the moon using the painter brush and a mixture of white and pale yellow. All the painting in this set is done with Ugly Duckling gel polishes and art gels. Here is my inspiration picture for this character. I took a lot of inspiration from older Mother Goose books, since that is what I used to read when I was younger. And of course I gave every character my own spin. Now we will move on to the cat and the fiddle. Using the 3D acrylic brush, we will be adding small details and building up the acrylic step by step, a little at a time. Once you're satisfied with the depth and the shape of the cat, you can start filing in any little details. To create the moving arm, we need to sculpt it separately and then attach it by making a little hole and then drilling in a place to put the wire. Once you set the wire in with acrylic, you can cut it to size, add the arm, and there you go. Cap it closed with a little ball of acrylic and you are all done. Sculpt out the world's tiniest fiddle with acrylic and use your e-file to refine the shape. You can attach it to the cat with more acrylic and then you are ready for painting. I painted it with a deep cherry wood color. For the cat, I took inspiration from my family cat. His name is Bob and he's super friendly and cuddly, so I definitely thought he needed a place in this set of nails. You can add details by adding translucent shades of brown, orange, and white. For the facial expression, I went for a really happy look with the closed eyes, as if he's really into the music. Finish it off by adding gloss to the fiddle. And here he is in action. Up next is our lovely cow jumping over the moon. Use the same sculpting techniques, going layer by layer, adding lots of depth. With this flat 3D type of artwork, the idea is that you want the foreground details to pop out at you. So you can do this by continuously adding product in the areas that are supposed to be coming forward. So for the painting of the cow, I actually ended up changing my mind from a brown cow to a black cow. I'm definitely happy I took the time to change it because I'm a lot more happy with the end result. Our next step will be putting together the moving parts. We will adhere these beads as a channel for the wire to go through.
Use Velveteen Acrygel to adhere things together because it is super sticky and it will hold things in place.
Now that the wire is through, we have a moving cow. File out the back of the nail for room to attach the wire. I think this is my favorite part of the entire design. Next, we will create the dog by using very similar steps to our last two characters. However, this time when we create the moving tail, it will be attached behind the dog instead of in front of the dog. So use your e-file to make the hole where you will attach the wire. Secure it in place with acrylic, and then you are ready to add the tail. To create more texture, use a sugaring technique over top of the brown spots. Now you have a very happy dog. Last but not least, let's create the dish and the spoon. Sculpt out the rim of the plate by just adding small beads of acrylic and slowly blending them together, and then file them to be nice and smooth. The arm and the hat were added separately to create more depth. For the shading, use a gray with a hint of blue. I find this makes it look more realistic. For the spoon, take your time and be very careful because it has very tiny little parts and it is very fragile. Same as the plate, create the arms separately so that it really looks like it's in a running motion. Once you've added as much detail as you possibly can, you are all done. That is our final design. Thank you so much, Ugly Duckling, for sponsoring this challenge. Thank you so much for all your support.
And don't forget to vote. The link is down below.
So I lied, there's 2 special guests, but there's a clear main guest because we have Bob, the cat, but then there's the Ugly Duckling, who has now made it back to Canada from Allie's house and multiplied.
Yeah, so there's more. Yeah, there's more. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is the cutest marketing asset.
It's really good. No, seriously, smart idea. Yeah.
And in the commercial break, I asked, have you guys named the Ugly Duckling duck? And you guys said?
Well, this one here is Duke the duck.
Perfect.
This is Daisy.
Daisy and Duke.
Oh my God,
you guys
Daisy
are funny. Oh my God, I love you.
Yeah. So what I loved about the challenges this week is it made me remember all these nursery rhymes.
Me
because I
too.
feel like I kind of forgot so many, and then I looked at these and I was like, yeah, that one. So yeah, so it was a really nostalgic week, and I think that's what kind of made this
the word
so
I
fun.
used. Nostalgic.
We're all on the same page.
We're on the same page.
Yeah, but I mean this is so fun. Like, isn't this fun to
It is
look
a fun
at?
one.
It's
I loved
fun
it.
to absorb.
It was like that week when we did Madonna.
Oh,
This was so
totally,
nostalgic for
totally,
me.
exactly.
And I thought Allie's take on this one, going with the old-fashioned artwork,
Yeah,
that to me was
exactly.
even more nostalgic
Oh, I
because that was
loved
the
it.
art I grew up on.
I agree, and the books all had that kind of art.
Don't
I
go
don't know.
Google how old I am. What did you ladies think?
Tell us.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, overall, we were impressed with every single piece. And Allie's definitely was amazing in all aspects. I think our favorite of the piece was, we really loved the cow jumping over the moon.
Yep.
We loved how, and I feel like, or we feel like, her whole piece was very cohesive.
Yes.
Like you were saying,
Agreed.
the old style artwork, everything was the same kind of style. Everything flowed really nicely. And her pieces had movement to it, so which we really appreciate seeing. It was a great overall look, telling the story, just beautifully well done. And I really appreciated the actual building of the nails too. The structure of that too, because I know that does take a lot of time, and with the length as well, so that was very well done.
I'm so glad you said that because everybody, in this day and age of nail art is so popular, and I feel like sometimes structure falls along the way.
That gets overlooked.
So while this is a nail art competition, I appreciated that Allie did the structure and it looked solid.
Right.
Yeah.
Becca's saying in the chat, Becca, who's one of our competitors, she says, I love the expression on the moon. And that kind of made me think too, like coming off of last week, we had all these showgirl faces.
Yep.
And it was like more an attempt to do like a realistic face. And then this week it was such a nice break because we got like a more fun, like not cartoony, but like, like a more illustrated take.
That
Playful.
nostalgically
Let's do a playful face. Let's do, and so like you see that in a lot of these entries, and I just really like that we got to like let loose and not be so serious. Yeah, this week.
And I liked how the moon was looking up at the
Exactly.
cow. So
Perfect.
And I think it was a good decision that she changed the cow from brown to black.
I do
the way she
too.
did.
I do too. And she was showing the brown. I was like, no,
decision.
the black is better. Agreed, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think from our perspective, quickly to add to that, because not everything might be perfect when you're doing a set, so it's good to see how a set evolves and what you would change or do differently.
And we really liked that she didn't settle. She didn't do the brown cow and then was like, I guess it's fine. She went back and changed it, and I really am happy that she did that.
Good point.
Good
I think
point.
that's a really good point. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta give her at least one negative.
Oh,
and
okay.
it's not even a negative,
Go for it.
but like, okay, so fine details. And the only reason I'm gonna bring it up is because I'm gonna touch it later, and it's that two girls wearing the same prom dress thing. Because we have two diddles.
Yep.
And so on this one, the cat's bow, the fiddle, like go above and beyond on some of those elements, and we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But But I mean, like, seriously, I'm digging for a negative.
Right, and I mean, and that's the other thing that I think is really cool about this week, right? We didn't have people picking all hey diddle diddle. Like,
nope.
I was really happy. I was like, only one person.
Right, where there was only one.
It wasn't
one
bad.
copy.
It was really unique.
Yeah,
so
everybody.
Thank you, competitors. You did a great job.
Great job.
Choosing.
Great job. And I did like the moving elements.
Yeah.
This one had so many of them.
Totally.
So cool.
Totally.
So our next competitor is April Lang. And I did put April's video on to watch. So we're going to go to April's video and we'll come back and talk about April's work as soon as the video's over.
Once upon a time, there was a little bunny named Fufu. And Fufu loved to hop through the forest and scoop up the field mice and bop them on the head. Oh, that Fufu. Well, the fairy came and told Fufu, Fufu, stop bopping the field mice on the head. It's not nice. I'm going to give you 3 chances. And if you don't stop, I'm going to turn you into a goon. Well, I'm sure you already know that Fufu could not stop bopping the field mice. And the fairy turned Fufu into a goon. So this week's challenge is sponsored by Ugly Duckling. Ugly Duckling challenged us to create a set of nails based on our favorite children's nursery rhyme. And if you can't tell, mine is Little Bunny Fufu. Come along and see what I created. Thank you, Ugly Duckling, for this incredible sponsor package. Begin the set by creating an ombre with aqua gel polish and fading down to a nude gel polish. After curing, add a thin coat of Schmelt It. Do not cure. When you brush on white polish on top of the wet Schmelt It, it causes the polish to blur and creates a cloud effect. Sculpt a tree trunk with Acrogel. Shape using a brush and cleanser. Mix brown and lavender polish for the tree. Make stripes with lavender. And add some cute little leaves. Can you believe the acrylic is called Fufu that we are going to sculpt Bunny Fufu in? I cannot stand how cute that is. So sculpt your mischievous little Fufu in the color Fufu. Sculpt the mice using the color Fufu and a 3D brush. Mix nude and white gel polish to create the color for Bunny Fufu. Use a detail brush to paint the face. Using Stick It, add dried flowers to Fufu's head. Time to give Fufu an arm to bop those mice. Create the hole with the piercing tool. Use a head pin to attach the arm. Cut off the excess pin. Use a small amount of Acrogel to fill up the hole. It's a great choice for this because it will stay exactly where you put it. Smooth the gel with a brush and cleanser. And finally, give the arm a wiggle. Create the goon to look similar to Fufu, but paint the goon green. Add crazy eyes and buck teeth. Paint eyes on the mice. Tie together 3 strands of white thread to create the whiskers. Attach the whiskers and create the nose using sculpting gel in the color Fufu. Cure and trim excess thread. Just look at Fufu bopping that field mouse. There are magnets on the back so you can change out Fufu and the goon. When sculpting art pieces, place tape on a hard surface like this stone coaster. The hard surface won't allow the acrylic to buckle as it cures. This will give your art a perfectly flat back. This picture inspired the mushrooms in this piece. Apply a bead of acrylic on a hard surface and turn it upside down. Gravity will help make your mushroom shape. Perfect the shape of the mushrooms. Paint red and add some white dots. Use white acrylic to create some stems for the mushrooms. When the acrylic was almost dry, I slid the brush under the acrylic to create this dome shape. Create a bird nest using the same technique. Use a 3D brush and carefully lift the brown acrylic up. A little mouse house. Those sparkles can only mean one thing: the fairy is coming. Sculpt the shape of the fairy using clear acrylic. Give her some cute little space buns. Paint details on the fairy using gel polish. Eyes take a long time. Don't rush. Be patient. The fairy's eyes give her an annoyed look. Using a dotting tool and silver gel polish, add polka dots to her tights. A fairy is not a fairy until she has her wings. Sculpt them with clear acrylic, add some glitter and some shimmery details. Did you notice the fairy's holding up 3 fingers? That's how many chances she gave Fufu before poof, a goon. Add some pointy back stones to our fairy using Stick It and give her a wand. And you know what those sparkles mean? We have a fairy. And here's the finished set. I hope you enjoyed these nursery rhyme themed nails. Thank you, Ugly Duckling, for sponsoring this super fun challenge. I will leave the link in the description box below when voting is live.
I love that each of the competitors are in the chat and they support each other in the way that they do.
I love seeing
There's
that.
like a sisterhood of the NTNA.
NTNA sisters.
Right?
Yeah.
So, Allie's saying the bunny is my favorite. So
Aw.
cute. Jessica is saying, April, I flippin' love you. Like, I love seeing it. And
Me
there's
too.
so many good comments in here because, hello,
Because the artwork
set is so freaking cute.
off the chain cute. So good, April. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think, ladies?
Tell us.
Yeah, she did a really great job too.
I really like the magnet feature where you can, incorporate the different bunnies. Very cool.
Fufu and
Yes.
Lagoon, that was
Yeah.
really cute.
And Fufu the bunny with our Fufu acrylic, that really,
perfect.
touched a special spot for us.
Perfect.
Points for that. April.
Yeah, thank you.
Extra points.
The mush.
We thought her color palette was very well
It's
used.
so good. I agree. 100%.
Very children's books feeling.
It's very
the color
spring.
palette.
And then the flower crown on the bunny, I thought was like this touch you didn't
Excellent
need,
touch.
but like it was
Perfect touch.
cute. And the mushrooms, like watching those for me was so
Yeah.
fun. I love that technique, turning it upside
Awesome
down.
technique. And the little
Cute.
fairy wand with the crystal
fairy-
on
I mean,
the
yeah.
with the crystal on the top.
The crystal.
Oh
All
my God.
that.
Yeah. For me, I will say this, and her video is great. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong at all. April, this is something we used to say a lot about Iona. Like, I want to see what you're doing more.
Totally.
Even more.
Yeah.
So, 1:30 is way more intro than we need.
Yeah.
And so, like, cut it down. Like, you explained your whole intro, and then you showed through the pages
Right.
of the book your whole intro. So, you actually told us it twice.
Right.
Give me that time back and let me look
Right.
at what you were doing because the set was so cute.
Right.
And your techniques, like her tips, those, like you said, the mushrooms,
Yeah.
the dripping
Yeah.
acrylic, and how she made the fairy. All great.
Right.
Great
Just don't take so
instructions.
long to get into it.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And we all agreed in the off camera that this one as a picture, as a flat picture, if
Really
I never watched the
great
video,
photo.
it's a winner.
It's a good pose, and I
Yeah.
was telling April, if you're in the chat, like I posted, I love these so much. This week I posted each of them on our Facebook, like individually, like standalone, like not NTNA, like look at this nail art. And this one was very successful, and I think it's because it's that beautiful picture
Yeah.
of the nails, and so springy nails, and it's clear.
Yeah.
We were saying you could tell what it is
It's a
without.
smart decision
Yeah.
that she put her
Gorgeous.
thumb.
Yeah.
The mushrooms on the thumb are camera side.
Exactly.
Rather
and
than
further
doing
down.
it on a thumb as
exactly.
nail art.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was a great decision.
Good choice. Yeah.
And I think she represented your product really well.
I do too.
Especially
Yeah.
calling out Fufu. Come on.
She gave Fufu a lot of love.
Fufu the color with
Yeah.
Fufu the bunny.
Yeah.
We would have loved to maybe see her wear her apron in the beginning.
Good
Good
point.
point.
Good point.
Props in the background.
Good point.
But
Yes.
overall, really, really good job. If I could make one suggestion maybe for her video, we found that a lot of the time she was
Yes.
down in the bottom right corner
You're right.
or kind of frame a little bit.
Yeah.
So just focusing on trying to be a little bit more in the
Center.
frame so we can see her
Agreed.
beautiful.
And not wasted space.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think I had that note too. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
That was a good point.
Good one. Yeah. True.
For every competitor.
Yeah.
to
Keep
use.
it in frame. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well done. So our next
I'm done.
our next competitor is Giselle. Giselle, I'm not even gonna say what it is because
you know, when you see it, you know.
this
what it
is one for
You know
me
it.
that the video makes
Yeah.
just makes it
Yeah.
come to life.
Yeah.
So let's go to Giselle's video and we'll come back and talk about her beautiful submission.
Hi everyone, Giselle here from Ego Beauty, bringing you NTNA Season 7 Challenge number 5, sponsored by Ugly Duckling Nails. For this challenge, we were asked to bring to life our favorite nursery rhyme on 5 nails. So I knew I had to pick the 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. When my daughter was little, she was definitely a little monkey herself. So I used to sing this song, hoping that she would stop bouncing around. But who are we kidding? Kids will always be kids. So keep watching for all the details on this design and tell me, what's your favorite nursery rhyme?
For this set, I'll be using exclusively all Ugly Duckling nail products. Start by building and filing 5 nails. Make sure to build up your apex when creating longer extensions. To design a quilt pattern, trace a grid and fill in each block with Ugly Duckling's clear sculpting gel. Cure after each space has been filled and make sure the blocks do not touch each other. We'll be creating a few quilt patterns. For a denim look, start with a cured blue layer and dab white gel polish, then add a few strokes for more texture. For the illusion of a flower print, swirl 2 different gel polish colors together. Then add white to highlight and a hint of green and some white polka dots to complete the look. Next, continue with more polka dots to create a new pattern. Using a purple and white gel polish, create a striped design. Next, paint on a few small circles and add more white polka dots. Lastly, outline the grid once again for a more defined look and finish off with matte top coat. Now, to create our little monkey heads, start by dipping a swab into clear gel. Use a cuticle stick to help guide the gel into shape and cure. Repeat until you have a big bead. Cut and file off excess. Then repeat the process, but this time, guide the gel into a more oval shape for the body of the monkey. Use your e-file to carve into the bead. This will allow you to seamlessly attach the head to the body. Creating our own 4D gel will make it easier to form the extremities and tail for each monkey. Use your fingers to shape each piece. For easier manipulation when curving the tails, use a 3D acrylic brush dipped in alcohol. Then create the ears using clear acrylic. Once all the pieces are cured and set, attach them to the body of each monkey. We'll be creating 5 of them. Paint each figurine with gel polish and use color acrylic to add detail and dimension. To create the mouth, push the tip of your brush into the acrylic once it has turned matte. Top coat and add detail for a more realistic look. Keep the face matte so you can better appreciate the facial expressions. Next, we'll be creating a few stuffed toy figurines. Working on foam paper, use small beads to form each part of the stuffy. Make sure your beads are not too runny so you can shape them into each piece. Now turn the figurine around and fill in the other side. For your very own octopus, start by creating swirls with the tip of your brush and create a big sphere for the head. Connect the tentacles with a small bead of acrylic and place the head on top. With the same technique, create a bunny and also a little yellow duck. So cute! Remember to add detail to each figurine. For our own pillows, place white acrylic inside a plastic bag and compress into shape. Push down in the center for a tufted look. Once the acrylic has set, smooth the edges and add embellishments. Sculpt numbers 1 through 5 using clear acrylic and finish filing each number. Then paint a layer of silver art gel and cure. Now add a layer of Stick It and add crystals to bedazzle all sides. To secure the crystals into place, add no wipe top coat around and in between all the crystals. Next, we'll need to pierce a couple of nails. Put a metal ring through the nail and use Stick It to attach the monkey. Next, to make those monkeys jump, attach a small spring to the nail with clear acrylic. Then attach the monkey to the spring. Continue attaching the rest of the elements. OMG, these are so cute! Look at them jumping around! And look how they dangle from the nails, it's so adorable! Now create a silhouette with white acrylic and once it's set, buff to a smooth finish. Paint base colors and proceed to add detail to each piece. Repeat to create our little monkey's doctor. Finish with top coat and attach to the nail using clear acrylic. Add embellishments for higher impact. And here they are! Silly monkeys, no more jumping around! And special thanks to Ugly Duckling Nails for sponsoring this challenge.
My God, there's so much to say about the little monkeys jumping on the bed.
I'm jumping up and down because these were so fun.
I used to sing this to my niece Marissa when she was little. No monkeys jumping on the bed.
I mean, when I opened this email and I saw the photo, Giselle, I knew what it was. And I was like, oh, good choice. Like this week, everyone was like, good choice. So yeah, we were just saying, and I'll give it back to our guests, but like, yeah, there's so much to love here.
I know.
So much to love. Yeah.
The monkeys. Oh my gosh, we couldn't get over how cute the monkeys
So
are.
adorable.
Yeah.
Very cute.
We love how you have them each doing different things.
Totally.
Like one's on the spring,
very
one's
cute.
hanging from the nail.
Yeah.
It shows the motion of the monkeys not wanting to sit still. And honestly, we really, really loved the background work with the quilt.
Oh my gosh.
Very good thinking.
Ali G is agreeing with you because that was her comment in the chat. She says now she wants quilt nails.
Yeah.
Totally, they're so cute.
And you know, she could have done them really simple, but I felt that she really created a lot of colors and brought to life the quilts.
Yeah.
She could have easily just colored in each section of the quilt, but
Different
she took
colors.
the time to put patterns and
Detail work. Well done.
Very good.
She could have just done a flat paint job.
I was thinking that it could have been flat.
She
on
went
the
the
nail.
extra mile by puffing it up.
Yeah, and the numbers too jumped out at me. This was something at first I was like, oh, that's interesting. She like brought the numbers to life and did the crystal work on them. And I'm actually like, I'm glad she did. I kind of like it because it's part of the story. The 5 little monkeys. You know, I love that she had that there, that extra element.
I don't know if it's Duke or Daisy, but one of them's on a nail. She has a little duck. It's so cute.
And the octopus.
Yeah, the stuffy. She
cute.
like made toys.
Yeah, it was perfect.
We love the little duck. That was cute.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
So my comment on the flat picture though versus the video, like if you just saw this picture, you wouldn't have an appreciation for the fact that she puffed up the quilt. And
Totally.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah,
totally.
We even said that, thank goodness for the videos
Yes.
because we got to see everything being put together and could really appreciate everything. Sometimes it's hard to see in just the photo.
The photos don't really show all the detail work that is put in, and it's lost, unfortunately.
Right.
So that was good to see videos. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For me, the only downside I would give this one, the only downside is, and we've said this before, sometimes when you rhinestone things, you can use different sizes to help build the shape, but they don't always quite build the shape.
Right.
So we were saying this, and we all agreed. I would maybe leave off the rhinestones off the numbers because they kind of did distort it or take your eye out of the fact that the numbers are there.
Right.
But they're still super cute.
Yeah.
They came out
Well, you need to get bigger numbers, and then that way it's more easy to see if you're going to use so for that maybe.
One other thing I thought of maybe, and this is just a personal thing, is I wonder what the monkeys would have looked like if they were matte.
Good.
And we feel because there's a lot going on with color-wise and shine between the crystals and everything, we think that visually our eye is drawn to a lot of that, shine that could be matted down.
If you're just looking at the pictures, you have to admit there are a lot of shine lines on the monkeys.
Yeah, there are.
Because her shine, she's doing a good job lighting when she's taking her pictures. But the glare, we were saying it was good that she had done the faces at least matte because it brought out those facial features.
Yeah.
I agree with that comment.
But but otherwise fun.
And other than that, it was great job. Well done.
Cute video too.
Yes.
Super, super cute. All right, so our next competitor.
We have to share this video.
Right, Helen. Helen really wants us to know,
Helen watches.
Helen watches.
Watching.
Right? We know Kelsey watches because she caught the onion.
That's true. Well,
and Helen watches she knows you're saying spill the tea.
Seriously.
And so, So let's go to Helen's video and see what she's spilling on the tea.
We were saying though, Helen, the teacup nail, you had the mom teacup.
It just looks lonely in it.
Yeah.
It's like a friend.
Yeah. I want to see more tea. Spill that tea, Helen.
Spill the tea.
Next time, spill the tea.
I only have one thing for me this week. The teacup we talked about last week.
Yeah.
This week it's the little ghost. A little ghost with a bow on its head was kind of last week's teacup.
I need to redeem myself, otherwise this teacup thing's going to haunt me forever. Oh, and also welcome to NTNA Season 7 Challenge 5. This week's challenge is sponsored by Ugly Duckling, and they challenged us to bring to life a nursery rhyme on 5 nails. I'm a Little Teapot so I can spill that tea for Beth, and hopefully redeem myself after that teacup nail. Let's get started. To create your teapot, wrap some cotton wool in some Glad wrap, and then spread the surface of it with some Ugly Duckling Velveteen Acrygel. Use your brush and some isopropyl alcohol to pat it all into place. After finish filing the surface, look how easy the cotton wool comes out of your mold. That's why I chose to use it. Now close the hole up using Ugly Duckling's acrylic powder in clear, and then make the hole more uniform by using your E-file and a carbide bit. Every teapot needs a lid, so create the inner part of your lid first and use Acrygel to do that. Once cured, lay down a foundation of clear acrylic and press in your inner lid. Then build the outer dome of your lid by using clear acrylic, finish file it, and then it's ready for painting. Moving on to creating your spout. Mold some blue tack in the shape of a spout and then cover it with some clear acrylic. Once your acrylic dries, you can remove the blue tack and finish file, and then use a little bit of glue to just hold it temporarily in place, so you can come back with some clear acrylic and permanently attach the spout to the body of the teapot. Now build yourself a little handle out of 4D gel, cure it, and then finish file it and attach it to your teapot. I ended up removing the second little swirl because I felt it looked much nicer like this. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Now it's time for some sources. Cover your template with plastic and then lay some clear acrylic over it. When the acrylic loses its shine, use a lid from the Ugly Duckling brushes and cut out a hole in the center of your saucer. Then just before your acrylic dries, lift it up and then place it into a little mold so the saucer actually dips in towards the center. Reattach the center part of the saucer and that's ready for finish filing. Use your e-file and the sanding band attachment to smooth over the saucers you just created. It's going to be much easier than using a hand file. Now it's time to create your little teacups. Use a squishy pipette and Ugly Duckling's clear sculpting gel and dip it into the point where you want your teacups to finish. Give that a full cure in your LED light and then remove it from the tip of the pipette. It might need a little bit of finish filing, but you can do that with a hand file. Use some pliers and some rose gold wire and bend them into little nines. These will become your handles for your teacups, but set them aside for now. Now it's time to paint the inside of your little teacups. Use Ugly Duckling's art gel in white and paint a couple of layers, curing in between each. Be sure to use no wipe top coat to finish them off. Now for the outside, use Ugly Duckling's colour number 128 and paint a couple of coats there too. Again, don't forget your no wipe top coat. Decorate your little teacups with whatever design you wish. I've chosen to place little dots around mine. Make sure to seal in your design with no wipe top coat as well. Secure your pre-made handles with a dab of glue and then move on to painting your teapot. With such a large and curvy object, be sure to paint it in sections at a time. I painted the spout first and then I'm painting the rest of the body. Make sure you don't forget the teapot lid and then add rose gold detail to your handle and base of your teapot as well. Create another 3 saucers like I showed you before and paint them with Ugly Duckling's colour number 121. Be sure to cure in between each layer, and I painted 3 so I made sure my colour was opaque and even throughout. By using your e-file you can drill a small hole in the middle of each plate, then attach each plate to the wire by using small beads of acrylic. This is going to be your miniature cupcake stand and I'm so happy with how it turned out. Creating a milk jug is easy. Just use the same steps as we did for the teacups. Then to create your spout, just extend some clear acrylic onto a form and then just before it dries, lift it up and bend it over so it looks like a little spout. Use Ugly Duckling's white art gel and colour number 128 to paint your little milk jug and sugar bowl, which I also created in a similar way. Create the world's tiniest spoon by bending some wires into a spoon shape, adding acrylic to the tip and then hollowing it out, and check it out, it actually picks up some Crystal Pixie sugar. Use Ugly Duckling's white premium gel to add some milk to your milk jug and cure it in your LED lights. You can make little swirls for your cupcakes by using a silicone ice cream mold. Just place some of Ugly Duckling's acrylic colour number 28 into the ice cream part. Once it dries, pop it out and attach it to your cupcake. Now it's time to spill some tea for Beth. So what I've done here, I've diluted some colour number 157 and some no wipe top coat and filled my little teapot. Use Ugly Duckling's art gel in white, black and red to paint expressions on the teacups. Now it's time to make the wooden kitchen tabletop that this tea set will be sitting on. Marble together colour number 67 and 004. Use your fan brush to blend the 2 colours together and cure it in your LED light. Make sure to do 2 layers of this. Dilute number 157 with some no wipe top coat and then add it around the border, blending it into a fade. Then use your fan brush and dry brush some 157 over the entire nail. Then using your Ugly Duckling detailer brush, use colour number 157 and paint on the wood grain. Using a silicone lace mold, paint some white art gel into it, swipe off any excess and then cure it. Once it's cured, peel it off and cut it in half, and we're going to use this for our table runner. On some form backing paper, paint some white art gel, and before you cure it, place in those halves of lace which we cut up before. To add some dimension to this table runner, stamp it with a lace pattern. And once this stamping is complete, I assemble my nails and they will be ready for reveal. And here is my completed and assembled I'm the Little Teapot Nursery Rhyme Challenge for Ugly Duckling. Be sure to let me know down below in the comments what you thought of this set. Also, I'm going to leave voting links in the description box and in the pinned comments, so you can click on it to help me stay in this competition by voting. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any NTNA episodes I upload in future. A massive thank you to Ugly Duckling for sponsoring this fun challenge. And for you, my lovelies, if you'd like to watch another video, YouTube recommends this one for you, while I recommend this one. Which one will you choose? Hopefully I'll see you all next time. Bye!
So Beth, how's it feel? You got your tea spilled.
It feels good to be acknowledged by Helen and to be seen and heard by all the competitors.
I know.
I was joking around, like we have to be careful now what we say, because we may be in future videos, right?
No, I want to be in more videos.
Okay,
then
throwing
us, and I think it's creative and it's amazing.
But Helen, I love you. I love that was your inspiration, and you brought it, like you nailed it. Again, we all loved being drawn into this story. From the picture you can tell what it is.
Yeah.
And then every little detail about this, right? The faces. I was saying, like, I loved it 'cause she didn't have to put faces on all the...
extra
it would have
credit.
work, but she had fun with it. She made it fun. It makes it that much more storybook-like. And she went for it. We were saying the ingredients. The sugar. The milk. The frosting. Like, come on. Helen, you spilled that tea. You spilled it good.
She spilled it good.
Yeah, you did. You did, Helen. Oh, my gosh.
What'd you ladies think?
Oh my gosh, honestly, super drawn to this set. The whole thing was done so clean and
Visually pleasing for sure.
it was super whimsical with the faces on them. And like you said, Beth, she didn't have to do faces, and she just took it that next step. She put like polka dots on the teacups and the crystals for the sugar and the milk, and she just really took note of every little detail.
And I think too, for me, the color she chose with the peach and the teal, it really brings that fine china set vintage feel. I love the additives with the the gold handles that she did. It really added the finishing to it. Very well done.
Oh my god,
We
I
love
love that part.
Very well done.
I loved everything about it. I think her teapot reminds me of Mrs. Potts.
It is kind of Mrs. Potts.
It is kind of Mrs. Potts. And the little conversation bubble, who you call fat. Totally caught that. I started like, okay, so I write when I really like a piece, I hardly take notes because I want to watch. My notes are literally one word exclamation point blurb. But at one point I wrote, because I think it's funny anyways, I put silicone mold, boo, because it was the cupcake, right? And then stamp lace exclamation point. So I was down, and then I went. When she got to stamping the lace on the fabric, I went, okay, not boo now.
No.
Because when you saw it all come together and it got put in its place, I went, oh.
It worked.
So now I'm not mad about the silicone.
There's nothing to be mad about.
No. It was so cute.
There's nothing to be mad about here. I mean, I'm smiling. I'm happy. These nails just make me so happy. Everyone's this week. And you were saying
my favorite of all her sets.
You were
so
saying
far.
Exclamation points.
Yeah.
I think this week every person I had like 5 exclamation
Yeah.
points. Like,
oh my god. See, I got so many.
No, me too. I over exclaimed on everybody this week.
I've decided too, if Helen by chance hopefully ends up in Orlando. I want to hang with Helen.
Doesn't everybody want to hang out with Helen? I feel like Helen's the person we're gonna want to drink tea with.
Yeah, since the day we covered the start of the NTNA, which was
exactly
2019.
Yeah.
That first cartoon video with Helen's little face on the body.
Right.
I was like, I gotta party with this girl.
Agreed.
Super cute.
Good job, Helen.
Great job.
Good job, Helen.
I did see your comments in chat. We're not ignoring you. It's just there's 4 of us today. I don't want to leave any comments out, but Phyllis Carlson was cute, where she was like, spill the tea, love these, teapot is amazing. Everybody loves the set.
Totally.
So cute. Our next competitor is Katie.
Yes.
Katie, this week I didn't do her video. It was limited. I couldn't do all the videos, so absolutely go watch her video.
Go watch it. She dresses, does the makeup, sings for you again. I mean, geez, man.
But this is Hey Diddle Diddle, like the second round of Hey Diddle Diddle.
But I gotta say, like last week we had a bunch of showgirls, and I was kind of like, This week I don't mind 2 Hey Diddle Diddles because they're different.
They're diddly different.
They're diddly. Hey, double. Yeah,
Double, diddly different.
They're different, and they're both fun. And this one, oh my gosh, the placement, the photo, why she arranged it, this shape, showed it to you from the side.
Style of nail.
So right, so good. And she said she hadn't done an extreme shape in like 5 years, and I'm like, what the hell?
Well,
you did. I mean, good
like
for
riding
you.
a bike for her.
I know. I'm like, bring it. I do them more. You can do it. Yeah, I did not mind at all. We had two of the same set because I think they both told separate stories in different ways and were both pleasing.
Yeah,
for
sure. Hey, little duckies, what did you think of Diddle Diddle?
Well, I know when I first saw it, I was very impressed with the shape, and I think it really added to the set, just how her placement and everything. Very impressed, because I know what it's like to do that, and it takes a long time and a lot of skill. So that was appreciated to see that and something different brought to the set, which was wonderful.
Her colors totally drew me in right away.
Absolutely.
The fading ombre from one nail to the next,
Totally
amazing.
And like you said, Beth, the placement of each embellishment on each nail. So when they were together, you could still see them all, and then when they were separated, they each had their own like section. Really, really impressive.
And I think too, her handwriting with her hand painted.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
That to me was very well done. I enjoyed watching it in the video, as it's kind of one of those things where you kind of like, oh, I could watch this over and over again. Very clean. I loved how she accented it with the thought of highlighting for the moon, the like reflection of light. After I found that kind of took away from the overall maybe clarity of the writing afterwards, possibly. I really liked it being fully black because it was very clean.
I agree.
Very well done.
One thing I could mention too is that the background was so beautiful and the whole overall piece was so beautiful, but we kind of hoped maybe she would have put a little bit more detail into the clouds, just because like drawing some of those colors, those purples, those blues, those pinks into some of the clouds,
shading a bit more, because I know when I looked at first, I thought she had carved out sections on the nail at the first glance.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
That was what I had thought, but overall, like, the painting in the back,
it does look like that,
maybe a little bit more shading would have been helpful to see more detail in the clouds.
Yeah, good comment. I had a diddle battle, because this is two diddles. And so the battle of the diddles, I think Katie wins the battle of the diddles with the fiddle.
Yeah, agree.
The fiddle battle diddle.
This is what I was trying to say about Allie, but we had to get to this part before I could say it. She put strings
on her fiddle.
On the bow and the fiddle.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's those, now you got two girls wearing the same prom dress and somebody wore it better, you just got to think about that. God, what if somebody does? So go the extra mile. I am going to give Bob the cat the win.
For the cat.
For Bob, because Bob, Allie's cat, to me was a kitty cat. Katie's to me was a little more foxy. Allie's characters do move, so I'm giving her that. But I also liked Katie's spoon and plate details.
I love
the metal arms and the legs to me were just so whimsical.
So fun.
Yeah.
One of the first things we said right away, like, oh my gosh, because using the wire for that specifically makes it look even more fragile, more delicate.
I agree. It was a great idea.
We do like the cow. We like how the legs are kind of
sprawled out.
There's a bit of movement with the cow too. But we also thought maybe the moon could have been bigger.
Oh, yeah. Okay, makes sense.
I agree. Great job.
Just get lost, but because it was a beautiful moon, but it would have been nice to see it a little bit maybe larger.
Yeah, super cute overall. I do give her extra credit on that shape. Because again, she threw a lot of time behind structure.
Absolutely.
She gets credit for that for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome job. Yeah. So our next competitor is Kelsey. I didn't do Kelsey's video on this one again too because I was limited on time.
Sure.
And it came down to the wire on who I was going to pick, and you'll see I have one more coming up later that I really wanted to show. But so she did. This little piggy went to market.
Again, perfect, right? And you can tell what it is. Mean, my God. It's so fun.
Oreo cookies as dirt. I do that on my dirt dessert. I make a dirt dessert that has Oreo cookies
Dirt desserts
in
are
the
the
potted
best.
plant.
They're the best, actually, because you get to eat Oreos.
I'm gonna have to make that now when I get home.
But Kelsey made roast beef.
Yeah.
and kind of noodles, like an empty noodle bowl.
Yeah, that was the piggy you had none.
Yeah, the piggy you had none.
The piggy you had none got empty noodle bowl.
Yeah. And then a movable piggy.
Yeah, there was.
It slid down,
I have so many. I'm like looking at my notes as a reminder. What do you guys have to say about it?
We really love the feature of the piggy sliding down.
We all went home. That was really cute.
Just cute little effects to the whole theme of it. For what I personally noticed and I really liked was when she was creating the pigs and creating the depth with the coloring.
Yeah,
it was very unique, and I thought it was very, very cool, and I really liked that technique that she did. Was awesome.
What else? We're looking at notes here.
Yeah,
I know it's hard when you don't have the video to discuss.
Totally. Maybe see more background work because that kind of gets lost in it. But again, it's her piece, how it comes to get together. Yeah.
I thought the whole overall absolutely adorable, and I love it. This is more of a Elaine, the OCD person, comment. So this is personal, and I'm not a judge. So for me, like watching her painting all of these, she was just, she can slap it on there and then go back and fix things and make it more cleaned up. Clearly, this is the style of painting she chose, because it's very rustic looking. Right. So this is just a personal thing for me, but like watching it, I wanted to go, oh, you're painting off the pig and onto the background or whatever. Yeah. But clearly she cleans it up and does it, and that is the painting style. So for me, I kind of, Elaine's taste, I wanted it to be more childish, cartoon-like, of more whimsical and bright colors versus that kind of rustic feel. Colors muted down with these shadings of texture. Yeah, I see that. I don't know. I get personal preference. Okay. I'm not a judge, so who gives a crap what I think?
And some things tend to get lost a little bit too with, I guess, certain style of painting that you choose. Yeah. So that's what we did notice too, looking at the set as well.
Yeah. I mean, the overall set was wonderful. Yeah. We loved the moving elements.
Very cute.
One thing, and this is a personal preference also, is we kind of wanted to see a little bit more of the background of the nails. I felt like it was a little bit heavy almost, I guess, for lack of better terms. Yeah. Just everything kind of was all in one place. And you couldn't really see the nails or any details underneath.
Totally. Until it was almost in the video when it was all spread out.
Right. Yeah.
But maybe some more background work for the theme would have been nice to see. But other than that, it was awesome.
The piggy who stayed home is definitely, I think, my favorite, lounging in his little chair.
For sure. And that chair is cute.
He looks like he kicked the bowl over.
Yeah, it does. Cause they look
You're getting none.
Yeah.
I ate all my noodles and they were gone. I'd kick the bowl too.
Yeah. Me too. Because the other one didn't get them.
That's right. I'd be hungry.
Great job, Kelsey.
Good job, Kelsey.
Kelsey. Yeah. Our next competitor is Rebecca, and this was the video that
we gotta show it.
Yeah, I had to show this because of how she brings this all together. You have to watch it to the very end because it's just incredible. So let's go to Rebecca's video, and we'll come back and talk about all of the hidden amazingness that is in this set of nails.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my salon. This week's challenge sponsor is Ugly Duckling, and they have challenged us to create a set of 5 nails based on our favorite nursery rhyme. I did Sing a Song of Sixpence. Let's take a look at how I made these.
Here are all the materials I had to work with, which were included in the very generous sponsorship packet from Ugly Duckling. Here's the concept sketch for my design. Full nursery rhyme lyrics in the description box below. On the nail set, I'm going to have blackbirds escaping from a pie, a king counting his money, a queen eating bread and honey, and a maid in the garden hanging up clothes. I buffed and base coated some pre-made tips to save time. The thumb is painted with gel polish 157, and the other nails with gel polish number 120 and 122. These 3 nails are going to be a castle with a window, so we're going to add visual interest to the sky by adding a gel polish 155 and an ombre. You smelt it in clear and gel polish in 44 to make clouds. Mix a dark gray and outline the stonework, making sure to line up the stones across all the nails. I prefer stonework with a natural variegated look, so after I finish putting in the outline, I will mix colors and fill in random blocks. Stipple a thin dark gray color and then a light gray color over all of the blocks, and it'll bring it together and make it look cohesive. The king and queen figures are sculpted very similarly. Wrap nail form paper around the nail and then use velveteen acrygel to sculpt out the figures. Sculpt the background details first and then move your way forward. Here is the sculpted king. I really love the desaturated palette of the gel polishes that were in the sponsor package, so I tried to stick with those as much as possible. And here's the fully painted version of the king nail. The queen figure was sculpted in exactly the same way. She also has a similar color scheme, except for her brown hair and her rose-colored dress. The queen does love her bread and honey, so I have sculpted and painted a honey dipper at the base here, and now I'm taking premium sculpting gel in natural and clear and the yellow 004 gel polish and creating a clear honey jar by curing it in several layers. And here's the final queen nail. It's easier to sculpt by building up layers, so you always want to start with the background element first. And for the maid, she has a clothesline in the background, so we start with that first. But it also overhangs the sides of the nails, so we have to sculpt this element flat. Then it can be placed on the nail form paper and built up just like the king and queen. Here's the final sculpt on the maid figure. The maid is a blonde, which matches the gold color scheme on the other two, and she gets a mint green dress with some dark purple shadows. And here's the final paint job for the maid. Spoiler, I think that blackbird just took her nose. We start the blackbirds in a pie nail by painting on some wood grain. A well-saturated brush will help you to get defined lines. Here's the final painted nail. Moving on to the pie itself, I sketch out my shape on some nail form paper and cover it with a thin layer of the velveteen acrygel to make the base of the pie. Make the sides of the pie out of gel polish. Paint 2 coats of color in a long rectangle and then layer a no-wipe top coat. After curing, trim the edges straight with scissors. Add acrygel along the edge of the base and then press the gel polish strip into it and cure. To make the top wider than the base, cut slits into both ends of the pie. Then add a layer of acrygel to the inside, reinforcing the sides of the pie and also spreading the slits apart. Reinforce the outside as well, and then file away any sharp spots. For a lumpy bumpy pie top, fill up the base with BBs, covering cling film in a layer of premium sculpting gel and clear. Fill out the top and then magnetize the top and bottom of the pie. Sculpt some blackbird pie escapees. And here is the final pie paint job. Like the side of the pie, make another long rectangle of gel polish. So we want birds to actually pop out of this pie. And what we're going to do is use a pop-up card technique where you weave paper to make a spring. But in this case, we're not using paper, we're using gel polish. You have to keep the layers very thin or else the gel polish will crack when you try to fold it. Once we have our 2 thin strips, we're going to take some glue and glue the ends perpendicular to one another. When the glue is dry, start folding the strips back and forth over each other. Be careful not to press down too heavily because you don't want creases to form in the polish strip. When compressed and let go, the gel polish strip should act like a spring. At the desired length, glue the ends together and cut off the excess. Glue the woven strips inside the pie, make some flat birds and adhere them to the very ends. And here's the bird popping out effect. I am sad to note that if you continue to pop the birds out, they become less effective over time, and I may have played with them too much. And here's the final set. I really liked how they turned out. I think my favorite part is the color palette. I snuck the other 7 birds on the back side of the nails. And here is some blackbird escaping action. Thank you so much, Ugly Duckling. And thank you, Nails Magazine. And thank you for watching. Please go like, subscribe, and vote.
Becca. She's an original.
She is so wonderfully authentic. I mean, I'm so happy she chose this rhyme. I do remember it, but it's not a popular one. I love that, of course, she's the one who would do that. And then the surprises in this set, right? That underside. That got me so excited.
Yeah, she did double the work.
Freaking opening of the pie. And you knew it was coming, right? When she put the magnets in the pie, you're like, she's gonna put the birds in
Just
there.
the construction of the pie.
Freaking, and over the beads.
Yeah.
And then we were saying she used the gel polish as the spring. She could have got a spring. She could have made some other, unconventional item, her way of popping the birds out, but she didn't. She made it out of a nail product. And then her people.
I know.
Those people, they are so beautifully painted. I was just
excellent.
I loved this. I thought it was so great. I mean, but this is Becca.
I know.
This is a Becca piece.
She's got mad painting skills.
For sure, and she showed them off.
Yeah.
She owned it.
Yeah.
I agree. I love that she went this way.
What did you guys feel?
I think we agreed with pretty much all the points too. I think for us, our favorite was definitely the pie.
Yes.
With the blackbirds coming out.
I agree.
And of course, using that gel polish as a spring, very clever and creative. Thinking outside the box, that kind of thing really adds to a set, and it probably isn't something most people would think about actually doing. So to see her use our products to create that was very impressive.
Yeah,
for
I agree.
sure.
Totally.
I agree. And her painting was beautiful.
Yes.
The overall set really came together really nicely. One thing for us that we hoped maybe next time she can think about this is just adding a little bit of more dimension before painting. And I might have been the angle of the photo, I'm not sure, but I feel like the king and queen, as beautiful as they were, she did a fabulous job, don't get me wrong, but I feel like maybe there could have been a bit more dimension on each of those pieces.
Right.
It's funny you say that, because I had the exact same thought that when they were just plain, no paint on them, and they were just built out of the acrylic, I went, ooh, how's that gonna?
Because they were just
come alive?
outlines.
But then she paints, and I'm like, well, damn.
Yeah.
I felt like she was almost saying, well, I don't need to sculpt this whole thing.
I know.
Because I'm gonna do it with my paint. But yeah, so I was kind of going with you, how in the heck is she gonna make these come out? But they were good.
She rested on her strengths. And then in the chat, I'm seeing the brick technique was a huge hit.
Oh yeah.
That was a big one too.
Yep, Allison said that. She said
And
the bricks are so good. Yep, and then Jessica, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phyllis Carlson again. Yeah, these. Oh, she showed us last week how crazy good
painting. Yeah, she brought out the painting.
That whole Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, she painted whereas everyone else didn't.
Yeah.
And now she's like, I can paint people too. I can paint figures too. It's
I was saying in the I call it the commercial break, but when we're playing the video, I was saying in the break how, for me, I always try to look for energetic videos to keep people viewing so we don't lose you guys. And in the beginning, I thought, oh,
she's tired. She says,
yeah, and she even says she's sleep
She
deprived.
tells us how tired she is.
But there is such a calm. She's not putting me to sleep.
Right.
She has her own style that I love her.
And we were saying too, there's a confidence that's still there.
Yeah.
It's not an overconfidence. It's the right amount. It's there. So Becca, I know maybe you're tired and you're maybe feeling like, why am I here? But no, you belong here. 110%. You're bringing it.
Definitely.
Yeah. Love it.
And we also appreciate that she actually listed all the colors she used, because when you are watching videos, regardless of what it is, the first thing they're thinking of is, oh, what color is that?
Exactly.
And I really appreciated how she brought that into.
She listed them all out.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean,
Really.
well done.
Yeah.
I love this.
So important, since you said it, and even though we still have one more competitor to talk about, we talk a lot behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And a good comment that came up from a sponsor is, and I feel like we've said something like this in the past. Well, I think it was on the All-Stars edition. But, you have a sponsor and they provide you an amazing amount of product.
Yeah.
And you know, and the girls were saying, and I agree with you, you know, they don't want to see you use somebody else's stuff.
Right.
They want to be the center of it.
Right.
This is their week, and they've paid a lot of money for this
Right.
to be their week.
Right.
And so you really want to get in good with your sponsors and their judges.
Yeah.
Like, stick to the product that they provide you, and you're going to be aces. But, and she did that well. Awesome job, Becca.
Good job, Becca.
Good job, Becca.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, so Stella's is one I should have showed the video, and it literally came down to, was Yvonne going to be on the show or not? and I only found out last minute that Yvonne wasn't going to be on the couch with the girls, and so I had to nick one video, and I'm so sorry. It wasn't because her set was so complex, but that moon.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have to go watch the video because
Exactly.
she turns her moon into a musical instrument and plays
Twinkle,
Twinkle,
twinkle.
Twinkle, Little Star.
So I would recommend everyone go to nailsmag.com or ntna.nailsmag.com.
Mm-hmm.
Watch this video because I know you're looking at the set and you may go, no way, but it's true. She literally makes an instrument out of nail product.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I sound crazy, but if you go watch it, you'll believe me. I
Well,
swear.
because she's an engineer.
Yeah. Yeah,
And-
she has, so she can engineer this.
Right. So
Yeah.
on a previous set, ladies, she did a mechanical set of
Gears.
nails with cogs.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
all,
that's right. I
yeah.
remember that.
And
Yeah.
so she used CAD, made the drawings, made the cogs. Same with this. Like, you could see,
Yeah.
she teaches you exactly how she made this musical instrument, and it's like mind blowing.
Yeah, totally.
I
Mine.
think I literally looked at the screen like this.
Yeah.
Ah!
Me too.
Oh
Wiping
my
the
gosh,
drool.
she actually did do that?
Yeah, and it's cool to bring other skills into the
Yeah.
nail industry and
I
really
love that.
represent that and have something that's different and unique. So
You're right.
we were impressed by that piece for sure.
You're right. I think that's a good point. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
She had a lot of focus on building eyes this week.
I know.
She gave us a great tutorial on
know.
making, not gonna lie, at first those eyes were creepy. But, you know, like at first, because she hadn't gotten the pupils in and then the shine in. When she was done it, she even on the bottom, on the little girl, just gonna
The
say
little Stella.
baby Stella.
The little Stella.
When she gets, after she's got the pupil in she refines the shape.
Yeah.
She throws colors
Yeah,
back in
she
there
does,
and
yeah.
fixes the shape, and I love it so much better.
Yeah, it's
Her eyes
beautiful.
are incredible.
Her eyes were dreamy.
Yes.
You know,
Oh.
she was working hard making a wish, and the whole thing was dreamy.
Yes. Perfect. For
Yeah.
the pieces. Yeah.
My only downside, and it's, again, Elaine's opinion, I'm not a judge, so you can kick it to the curb, but she has two main focal points, right? Little Stella and her cotton cloud, and that amazing musical instrument on the thumb. For me, the rest of the nails, as an artist who does nail art, doing a cloud background and it taking up so much space, I mean, what it says to me, if I was a judge, is her time, she had so many hours on the instrument and so many hours on baby Stella,
Right.
that the rest of it was just like, I can do these clouds and it'll be easy and we'll throw some stars. That would be my only nick on this.
Yeah.
And it's not really a nick, but
Well, we agree with you actually on that point exactly. We were discussing just how maybe there could have been more in the background.
yeah.
And it's just kind of some areas maybe weren't filled with whatever it could have been. Like visually there's two main focuses and then like kind of like the background suffered a little bit, but it was still beautifully pulled together.
Right.
And just preference on that, but overall it was very well done.
Really well done. I mean, listen, girls won first place 2 in a row.
I know. Now she wants it. She's
Right.
comfortable. She's comfortable. She wants to keep making it happen.
They're all
Yeah.
getting. This is it. You know, we're getting closer. We're
Yeah.
midway through. People are getting serious, and now the ante keeps getting upped.
I know, because we only need 3
Yep.
to go to Orlando.
Yep.
Yeah.
We only get
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
I hope that these submissions all did Ugly Duckling Nails the major justice it deserves as a brand. I hope you're happy.
And we also like to say 1 second.
Hold on.
Our duckies are very impressed.
All right, Daisy and Duke are impressed. That's all that matters. They're the real judges, right?
I know.
Exactly. We're the ducks.
Awesome. Well, you ladies stay put because Beth and I are going to recap the design lab before we close out the show. And we had last week's, I usually put it there, but I didn't. It was the theme of it was played off of the week before.
Yes. So the theme of the previous challenge was kryptonite.
Yeah.
So I remember we had the chat. It was like, show us your superpower, and then we said for the last chance, show us your weakness. Right.
So this was their submissions, and it was Boyana, who is the reigning lab queen right now, and Iona, who joined her.
Yes.
And this week's winner was
Boyana.
Boyana. Congratulations, Boyana, who is still in the CND Design Lab.
And hopefully feeling better.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope
right?
so too.
Because that was the reason she did
weakness.
that.
I mean, health issues. Yeah.
So, Boyana's now moving on, and we have to talk about Boyana and Jessica's submission for this week. So what was the theme this week?
Sure. The theme this week was leaving Las Vegas because, of course, we're, going off of the glitz theme of Las Vegas. So outside of the glitz and glamour of Vegas is a vast, desolate desert. Create a desert portrait on a single nail tip, hand-painted with no embellishments.
Pretty rad.
Yeah.
I'll go for, I haven't read them.
Okay.
So I'm not picking the easier or the harder one. I'll read the bigger one.
Go
I
for
usually
it.
stick you with the hard
Go
one.
for it.
Tortoises have lived in the area that is now the Mojave Desert for millions of years. Did not know that, by the way. Even before it was a desert. The Mojave Desert tortoise occurs north and west of the Colorado River in California, Nevada, Arizona, and Utah. As recently as the mid-1900s, people commonly encountered these familiar gentle creatures. Today they are rarely seen, and in some places they have disappeared entirely. The desert tortoise is one of most elusive inhabitants of the desert, spending up to 95% of its life underground.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Desert tortoise lives in a variety of habitats, from sandy flats to rocky foothills, including alluvial fans, washes, and canyons where suitable soils for den construction might be found. It is found from near sea level to around 3,500 feet in elevation. Most desert visitors will not see a tortoise, but if you plan your trip for early spring and are patient, you may see one of these popular residents of the Mojave. Total lesson.
Boyana teaches us every week, right? Because she did the tennis star, who we didn't know anything about.
I know.
Now we know everything about, and now she's doing tortoises. So
and it's great.
Great job.
Great painting job on this tortoise because you can see the stretch of its neck, like the
and the shell.
Yeah, the tortoise has like the wrinkly old man neck.
Yeah.
That tortoise.
Yeah,
really
cute.
She's got the cactus and the blooms on the cactus.
Yeah. It's good.
Super cute.
Yeah.
And smart idea, she changed the angle of the nail tip.
Yeah.
Really good. And so you want to give us Jessica's?
Sure. This is Jessica's entry. Having never been to the desert, I knew I would have to draw inspiration from the internet. I searched desert hashtags on Instagram until I found a stunning photograph of the Sonogram Desert National Monument taken by Brandon Erdman. It is a shot of the last bit of sunlight going down and the Milky Way glowing in the sky with several different cacti in the foreground. I love the colors and shadows that the desert has to offer in this lighting, so I was pumped to paint the scene.
I love it.
It's such a beautiful
That's
scene.
a really great background.
It is. I know.
Skyline.
She really did. She showed us her hand painting here. Really, she truly did. Yeah.
Great decision too on the pointed tip. It goes with what she designed.
Cacti. Yeah.
So, Boyana and Jessica now are going to battle out. And we're going to find out Friday.
Probably tomorrow.
Oh, it is tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll find out tomorrow who's going to continue on.
Right.
So make sure everybody. Well, nobody goes out and votes for this because this is just Jan.
It's just Jan.
Shirley
That's
Jan.
it. Yes.
Queen Jan of her queendom.
Yeah.
This is like something we share. I always tell her it's Jan of the queendom.
Yes.
Not queendom. I know. So Beth, you want to super scoop our challenge for next week by Orly?
Sure. And now I have high expectations for next week, by the way.
Yeah.
Contestants. All right. So next week, Iconic French, sponsored by Orly. The original French manicure was created by Jeff Pink and CEO of Orly for film stars in the 1970s and worn by the likes of Barbra Streisand and Cher. For this challenge, create a French manicure-inspired nail design for an icon from today who inspires you. Get creative with nail shape and design, utilizing Orly Gel Effects Builder in a Bottle to take your look to the next level.
That's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
My first nail competition I ever competed in was at Nail Nuts in New Hampshire, Massachusetts. I mean, New Hampshire, not in Massachusetts, in New Hampshire, by a local distributor. And the competition theme was Live from Madison Ave, the professional businesswoman. So this was like in the 90s when professional businesswomen didn't wear nail art. Yeah. And I went nuts with cabs and everything, and a French manicure ended up winning.
Wow.
2-hour competition nails, a French manicure ended up winning.
Oh, okay.
I was so stinky about it, too. I was so mad in my head.
Well, next week we're going to see 7 Frenches.
Brings back back emotions for me. I am dying to see what they do with it.
Yeah, me too. I have high expectations after this challenge, though, because this week was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be exciting.
Yeah.
So before I close out the show, I do have some announcements to make, and that's to remind the viewers that April 5th, we have a really cool KUPA event called NailCon. It'll be here in Anaheim at our location. If you want more information, go to the KUPA Facebook page, click on events, and you can see all the details. Also, May 4th, we are going to have a e-file class, both in-house and live.
Cool.
So if you are not here, just log on the 4th, 9 a.m., to our Facebook page, and you can watch the entire class the whole day live, hands-on and demos. If you want more information, though, on coming and being a part of the class and being in-house here at the KUPA Training Center, go to KUPAHub.com. I want to remind all of you viewers to make sure that you go to ntna.nailsmag.com and vote.
Vote, please, please, please. Like Elaine said, we're getting down to the wire. Our Ugly Duckling judges, we don't really want all the responsibility this week because it was really hard. So please go vote and help us determine who should win.
Yeah. And make sure you tune in every week. We're here 11 a.m. Pacific time, and we will be here right up until Orlando and a recap show after Orlando.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you keep tuning in. Ladies, thank you.
Thank you so much. You were
for
wonderful.
joining us.
Thank
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen.
Duke and Daisy.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Beth, always thank you for being here as host. And I want to thank you, all the viewers, for tuning in every week. And we will see you next week.